people are just so heartless. They should even allow them to park at least.
Did you encroach on the alignment for the canal? Is there an encroachment? Yes or no?
Severally, there
Guys, excuse me.
Yes, sir.
I'm a lawyer.
So I know. I know.
Give you the courtesy of being a public servant.
I know.
Was there an alignment?
Yes.
Set back for this canal part?
Yes, sir.
So Ikota River? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now, were notices served on these people to abate this nuisance they caused? Yes or no? Excuse me, there were served notices. 3 years down the road, government will not wait for people to take the loss to their hand and still benefit from it. Excuse me. This demolition started from that point, and I won't wait here because of people are a bit emotional about it. No,
I'm not saying.
okay, excuse me. I will take this whole thing down to Ikota River. Heaven will not fall. I'm being very honest with you. The people that own these ones that were demolished, they don't have one head. You guys don't have 2 heads. We're all citizens, and people have contravened on the law. And it's still this brazen attitude of we can do it, we can get away with it, and nothing will happen. That is why we are where we are today as a people. The mantra is simple: you can't put something on nothing, and illegality can never beget legality. If you build on an illegal part, this is what they have done all this place. It's illegal. The worst part of it was at the point here, they closed the canal totally. And you saw it yourself, you saw the drone shot. So now, I didn't just start the enforcement today. I started 2 days ago. And I brought down people's properties for being on the alignment. On what basis will I not leave your own?
Sorry, sir. If I may come in now, sir. Thank you so much.
Narrowed down by who?
By the information.
Madam, excuse me.
Sorry, sir.
We won't stretch, we won't overflow this matter.
No, but
Listen.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Did you encroach?
All right, so thank you so very much. I want to believe that you've actually gone through a video that I actually played initially for you to see for yourself what some investors are actually going through. The investors probably could just be someone who probably bought a land and then developed the property. The investors could be someone who probably bought a piece of land and then developed series of properties to either lease or to probably sell out. And you can hear for yourself what the director from the regional and urban planning said for himself. And this is what a lot of people are actually going through. And I'm doing this piece because I remembered I did a video a while ago, and somebody actually commented on it that, Victor, you didn't talk about the building plan as one of the important documents that one should have when considering to owning a property. And this is why I deem it fit to talk about the building plan. So many people will say, Victor, do I actually really need a building plan? To be very honest, I understand that there are countless numbers of people who have developed their properties and they never had this document. Yes, there are countless numbers of people who have developed their properties, but they do not have access to this document. Yes, you're very correct. But how about some set of investors who were victim of what the government did in Edo State? For example, in Obage, in Okuma, some months back, these innocent people saw a fast developing community and they bought the land. But guess what? The government came and said, wow, sorry, you cannot have access to this land. And everybody that bought piece of land in that community, those lands were retrieved back from them. And then the government set up a committee that, oh, if you know you have your approval paper, you can meet up with us and we will attend to you. Note, if you have your approval paper and part of the document that you would actually present is what I'll be discussing today, the building approval. So a building approval is a blueprint approved by a local authority. So in your state, it could be your state government. Yes, there are some states that also have a federal housing estate, which will be approved by a federal authority that serves as a legal document for construction projects. Note that it's a blueprint that is approved by a local authority. It could be your state government, it could be the federal authority, by a local authority that serves as a legal document for construction projects. Now, construction without building plan is illegal. So many of us who have actually built without the building plan approval actually did an illegal process. Either you take it or you leave. You can argue from now to tomorrow. And I have seen people arguing about why I should do proper documentation and why I should not do proper documentation. Guess what? One of the main reasons why people fail to do proper documentation or opt out rather to doing proper documentation is that they tell you that we are not benefiting anything from the government. Why pay to the government? That's what people tell you. Victor, we are not the government is not giving us anything. The government is not giving us good road. They're not giving us electricity. They are taxing us. Why then do I have to go and pay? They do that, and some people have get away with it. But how about those who have been a victim? Why not learn? If an approval will cost XYZ amount, why not do the approval rather than spending 50 million and building your mansion? And all of a sudden, somebody comes from nowhere one day and says, your house has been marked X. You have to vacate this house in the next 7 days. And where do you run to? So the building plan ensures that the building complies with the building laws and code. It simply means that for every community, for every state, there is a law and code that your building must comply with. So I mean to say that in a state, for example, there are communities that the government reserved that these are the kind of structures that should be in this kind of community. That's the way it should be. But because of the laziness in our government institutions, we've seen that over the time, people have just taken laws into their hands. And when we now have a government that actually wants to do the right thing, guess who suffers? The people suffers. Who are the people that suffers? Those who thought yesterday they could break the law. They are the one that suffer. You could see the video you went through a while ago. You saw what happened. You see how people were crying that, oh, why not allow us? And then I was like, these people built their houses on canals. They built their houses on canals. It simply means that if those houses are not taken away, then that means they will battle nothing less than erosion within that area. And so because those canals were designed to flow erosion through so that the urban city can be decongested of erosion. So please note that it's important to carry out your what? The building plan. So what are actually the criteria for obtaining a building plan? The first thing, you need your architectural design. That's the first thing, you need architectural design. I hammer this a lot. That I will not build your house for you if you do not have an architectural design. You can't call me. If you call me and I answer you, once I ask you, where is your architectural design? You don't have it. I'll tell you, please, I can't do it. So people will say, Victor, you know what? I want to build one small bungalow, 4-bedroom, and they'll just sketch up. No, that's not correct. That's not correct. I advocate the need for architectural designs. Then the second is your structural drawing. So in your architectural design, you also need a structural drawing, your structural design as well. And guess what? If your project falls probably maybe 2-story and above, then it is very, very important that that structure has a proper calculation. You will not understand what I'm saying, but a professional understand what I'm saying. A professional who is handling your so when you tell your a professional that Victor, I want to build a three-story building, or I want to build a mansion that it's a duplex. It is important I know that that design must have a calculation or a detailed calculation, as the case may be. And then the next is a letter of structural stability. A letter of structural stability. Now, this structural stability can only be given to you by an engineer that has his current certification. So this draw me back again to a lot of people that they feel that once they have the architectural design, their drawings, let's just get a cut and nail bricklayer, let them start the work. For your building to be approved, it is noted that your design, whoever does your design for you, must be certified, must be an engineer that is current certified. If you don't have that, then it cannot be approved unless you want to cut corners. You know, we're in Nigeria. There are a lot of people that you just pay, and unless you want to cut corners, but I leave you to your conscience. You understand? And then the next thing is your survey. Yes, you must have your survey. You must provide your survey document. Yes, a lot of people have their land. They just give them deed of transfer, and then after the deed of transfer, and in their mind, they already had owned a land. It's a very big lie. I say this, and I don't know why I'm hammering on documentation, but I notice for a while now, I've been hammering on documentation. Please do your survey. You bought land of 3 million naira. Is it survey of 80,000 naira or survey of 120, depending on your location? Is it that you cannot do? Let's say the truth. You bought land of 4 million naira. You cannot do survey of 100,000 naira. Why? It does not sound. So tomorrow you will not come and call me and say, Victor, your country has frustrated me again. And I say, what happened? You say that the land I bought, somebody just came from nowhere and collected the land. Meanwhile, if we ask of your document, they may not be intact. Please note that you must have a survey document. And then the next is you must have your title of document. Yes, you must have your deed of transfer. And the next, you must have your tax clearance. You must have your tax clearance, and then also you must pay some government charges. It depends on your state. In your state, rather, you also pay some government charges. Please note these criteria that you need to put in place to obtain your building approval. I want to beg you over and over again. Please don't be a victim of what you should naturally know and avoid. Don't be a victim of such. Learn from people. The video you watched earlier, as a project manager, I know what that those property words. I know what those property words, and I just had to just feel their pains. But should I feel their pains and at the same time that the right thing shouldn't be done? Another people may argue that, Victor, where were the government when that structure was being erected? That question, to be very honest, I would also ask that question, but at this point, we already have victims. If we had governments that are proactive, then I mean to say that in the process of trying to develop the property, then the government would have actually intervened and told them that, oh, you cannot build right here. But because we have a government that is not proactive, but rather reactive, that's why we have innocent people whose millions of naira has gone down the drain. And guess what? There are people who will still be a victim even when such information are out there. There are people who will still be a victim. You know yourself. Talk to yourself. Please and please. Having funds in Nigeria as we speak is a whole lot. And so I advocate that the right thing be done rightly. Thank you and God bless you. Don't forget that my name is Raymond Victor Ulise. And if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, guess what? I'm missing a whole lot. We're dishing out beautiful information that I know that will benefit you. And for those who desire services, yes, you can reach out to us on 07063 151558. Forget that my name is Raymond Victor Ulise. And I remain your loyal project manager. Thank you, and God bless you.